Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Roofman. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Roofman. Not that guy. Oh, okay. Never mind. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we are chatting about Derek Cianfrance's latest film, Roofman. This one premiered at TIFF, where I got to catch it. Every time I have seen this trailer in the theater, I kind of just brushed off this film. It didn't really seem all too interesting to me. I don't know why. I just feel like the way that it's cut, it just doesn't really do it justice. But I have to say, this was one of the most pleasant surprises that I saw at the festival. Roofman stars Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, LaKeith Stanfield, Juno Temple, Mendelsohn, Uzo Aduba, Collias, and Peter Dinklage. Roofman tells the wildly crazy true story of Jeffrey Manchester, a young father and former United States Army Reserve officer who, wanting to provide for his family, begins robbing dozens of McDonald's restaurants in the area and giving him the nickname the Roofman. After he is caught and sentenced to prison for several decades, he finds a way to escape, and he heads to the one place where nobody thinks to look for him, at a Toys R Us store. There, he meets and falls in love with Lee, played by Kirsten Dunst, and he has to take on a whole new persona. He has to lie from her and still somehow evade the cops. I had no idea that this was a true story going into it. I really did not know anything about this, so I was in for a very wild ride with this film. Now, I have seen a couple of Derek Cianfrance's previous work, and I know that he has a knack for writing very devastating romance films. I think of Blue Valentine with Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams, as they are a couple who once was in love and head over heels, but time has really brought them to the brink of breaking up with each other. There's also The Place Beyond the Pines with Ryan and Eva Mendes, where they are trying to start anew and see where life can take them. So when I first saw this film, and as I said, I watched the trailer and it very much leans into the comedy, I was a little confused because I was like, I don't really associate Derek with this. Oh, but don't worry, there are very devastating moments that this film eventually leads to. And even though I did not shed a tear and I knew where we were eventually going with this film, I still quite enjoyed it. It still touched me. One of the biggest assets that this film has is Channing Tatum. He is one of our finest actors. I don't think we give him quite enough credit for it. He can be so funny and he can lean into a dramatic role, and I think this is a film that really gives him the space to do all of his strengths as an actor. He is very charming as Jeffrey, and that is one of his key personality traits. He was this criminal who was considered a bad criminal because he cared about people. In the opening scene, we see him telling these McDonald's workers to get into the freezer, and when one of them does not have a jacket on, he literally takes off the one on his back and gives it to him. He is very funny. He's nailing a bunch of one-liners in this film. He's very athletic, and we see that especially as he is making this escape, as he is in the Toys R Us and he's just running around like a crazy kid who has had way too much candy. And in general, we get to see this very sincere on-screen presence that I always associate with Tatum. I think he has a very friendly face. I love his smile. I'm always very much believing everything he's saying. I just thought that he was absolutely perfect for this role. So much of Channing Tatum's character reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can. Again, just that quick on his feet, so charming persona, criminal you cannot help but root for. Following Jeffrey's journey, especially as he finds this perfect plan to escape out of prison, is so fun to watch. It's, again, great stuff that Channing Tatum can accomplish on screen. I think there's a lot of great camera angles and editing work in play that makes it even more exciting. And then even just watching him navigating the inside of the Toys R Us, he is like going through the roof ducts, he is spying on people, he has these baby monitors set up so he can hear and know when people are close to him, in and around him, and the hiding spot that he picks within the store is is just absolutely genius. When he meets Kirsten Dunst's character Lee, this very kind and very protective woman who has 2 young daughters, I really feel like the Derek Cianfrance touches are ramped up. We are seeing them form a very sweet relationship. We see him trying to get her daughters to like him. He is putting himself out there. He is going with her to church. Everyone just loves him. He is so charming to her after a romantic morning together. I mean, how could you not love this man? And I just love the chemistry that they share between each other. I think it's very playful. I think that Kirsten, playing a little bit more of a not shy but very nuanced persona, I think it just works so well, especially opposite his charming self. All the while, you feel the devastation start kicking in. Jeffrey, or as he's known to Lee as John, he can never be honest with her. He is always looking over his shoulder. He is careful with everything that he does. He just can never let go of his past. And not to mention, too, there is just so much profound sadness in this film, too. I think the writing does a great job of never letting that sad reality lose itself, despite, funny moments and charming times. There's still so much sadness in him because he has lost his freedom, his family has turned their back on him, and he just has nowhere else to go except to reinvent himself and just hopefully see how far he can take it. The writing and the way that it handles Jeffrey's story is something that I very much appreciated too. He's never made the butt of the joke. Like, yes, it is funny that he is hiding out in the Toys R Us. Yes, it is funny to see him running around naked in the store and gobbling up all this candy, but the film never makes fun of him for doing any of this. Like I said, it is disguised as a tragedy because of all of these other elements that he's missing so much in his life and the way that he can never fully be comfortable. The supporting cast is pretty stacked in this film. Like I said, there's LaKeith Stanfield, there's Juno Temple, there's Uzo Aduba. It's just such a shame that they are all very underutilized, especially LaKeith Stanfield. He plays Jeffrey's best friend, or at least close acquaintance. He kinda is the one who gets him into this criminal world, and in the third act of the film, he's very much prominent in kind of setting things up for him again in that space, and I just would have appreciated seeing so much more of him. I think he's a fantastic actor. I really enjoy what he does and brings to the role in this film, and so it was just sad that we kinda only got like 3 scenes with him, more or less. Same thing with Juno Temple. I think, 2 scenes maybe? Out of TIFF, I gave Roofman 4 out of 5 stars. When I think about potential awards prospects with this film, I don't know if it will be able to crack through the top 5 at the Oscars. However, I would not be mad at seeing some love for Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst throughout award season. Maybe there is a Golden Globe nomination possible for either one of them, maybe even Critics' Choice. I would be super happy with that. I mean, I think both of them are absolutely talented. They're great in this film. I love where this relationship and this journey takes them through the end. I mean, Kirsten Dunst has such a heartbreaking scene toward the end, and it totally seals the deal. It makes this very high intensity moment so much more believable. Even though you know that it is leading to this the whole film, I would say, I still think that it's just beautiful work, and she sells it. The trailer didn't really do it justice, but this film was really such a pleasant surprise, and I'm really glad that I caught it at TIFF. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you here next time.